is it?
It's, I would say just the natural slowdown, we have right before school started. I have not noticed a huge amount, a little bit of softening as far as of activity, but really not a ton for us anyway. But there are other agents that have said, yes, they've noticed a little bit of a slowdown, but it hasn't been too bad. Pam, what about you guys in Arizona?
It was slow, and then this past 2 weeks has been bonkers.
Okay. And what about you, Shelley?
Same. I think we have that natural, like you said, that kind of school starts. Everyone's kind of, looking, but not really serious, not really wanting to pull the trigger. But yes, I have a listing appointment this evening. So several kind of sellers, and then that are kind of back in the market. The buyers just seem, in my neck of the woods, they're extremely picky and extremely I don't say realistic, but the market, they're very not understanding the market. And so they want really low prices and really, everything, and think that the market's going to crash. And,
Well, I think
it's just interesting.
Yeah, I think that they've been so tired of being beat up for the last 2 years that, when the media started to say, hey, things are softening, things are, blah, 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 they're just running with it, right? Hoping that they can now get a little back from what they've been giving over the last couple of years. So,
and I get that, because I hated that for some of these buyers that really were honestly either taken advantage of or beaten up because they didn't, get houses after, how many offers, but it's just interesting. I'm seeing somewhere like they're $100,000 less than what, and they're like, an answer in 24 hours or we're moving on. Bye. Like the home has not dropped that, that much. It still has the equity. It's still, the values there. So it's just very, I don't know. It's just interesting.
And it's hard because our job obviously is to set expectations and to have those conversations like, hey, we're not in a buyer's market at this point in time. We're still very much in a seller's market. But as we all know, we can sometimes talk till our faces fall off and it doesn't sink in with some people, right? So it is what it is. We do our best, and
that's what I told someone at an open house this weekend. They were like, oh, the market's gonna crash. I've been watching it and this and that. I'm like, hey man, you seem to know a lot. You should become a realtor. It's just like, there was nothing I could,
right.
sway him or try to tell him that, hey, I speak to a lot of people all over the country and, get a good feel of where the market, we kind of see it in different markets, sometimes before it hits, especially Texas, we kind of end on that other side. So it's just, but whatever,
Yeah, it is what it is. We just keep plugging away. So,
right.
Well, it is a few minutes after 9 here. I see we've got a few more people popping on, which is awesome. Good morning to everybody. I'm Kelly Domaille. My husband, Bruce, and I are a team here with EXP in Rochester, Minnesota. For some of you who are joining us for the first time, we are icon agents with EXP. So we do a pretty decent amount of production up here, and over the years have enjoyed helping other agents just really elevate their business through coaching, training, whatnot. And we have decided that doing these masterminds on every Wednesday has not only helped us get better, we've learned new products. We've learned from each one of you guys as we're all chatting and collaborating and sharing. But we get to learn new products and new things out there that hopefully help our business get better or grow. So today, I know last week we did a whole session on BombBomb, which was great. We got great response. We didn't have a ton of people tuning in for that mastermind, but we had a lot of people be able to tap into our Facebook page and watch the recording of that. So we do record these every week. So that you can go back and watch it if you are unable to join us live on Wednesday morning. So that's awesome. But today, very excited to have our guest host, Vince Mesa, with Listings to Leads. Bruce and I use this service. We probably haven't had the time to really tap into it. So I'm excited to really hear what Vince has to say this morning and really show us what it has to offer. But this is a great platform that not only helps you automate some of your social postings and whatnot, but also provides you with some leads. And before I turn it over to Vince, I just wanted to kind of show you guys, I'm going to share my screen just for 2 seconds, show you my email page here. If you can just see it. Does everybody see that? This is just since September. You can kind of go back. Look at this, September 1st. These are the emails that I get from listings to leads. So a new social post has been created. A new social post has been created. So within basically a week, this is what we're getting from listings to leads, just from a social post that's created for us or a lead that was generated. So I'm just going to kind of open this up, not to steal any of your thunder, Vince, but I'm just going to show everybody. So this post was created for us. We get this email and it's super simple. It's about how much does a concrete house cost, right? One of them was things to do with your garage. One of them is 25 bathroom painting ideas, so they're great, just real estate related posts that you get to share. And then you can just click on each one of these. Like if I click on Facebook, it'll just show you what that post looks like. And that's been done for me. I don't even have to think about it. Right. So this is just kind of the ease of which this program hopefully will give you some great opportunities to just get out there and be noticed a lot more consistently. So without further ado, I will hand it over to Vince and let you showcase what you got for us.
Okay, well, thank you. And thanks everybody for having me here. So yeah, that's true. What Kelly was just saying is part of our system, which is kind of like, there are a few parts of our platform that are set and forget. And they're pretty exciting. Actually, those posts that Kelly was showing you, we were surprised that we have them written here in-house. We've chose the photographs ourselves, and we have all these topics that go out, and they're really in a more conversational style. They're not in like a deep industry, reads, because we just don't believe people can read anymore. But people are responding to them. So, we're auto posting. People like what they're seeing, and they're starting to respond with the agents, which is just an awesome thing. That's really what you want anytime you're putting anything on social media. But that's one small part of our platform. Really what we do is we are a full real estate advertising platform for realtors. We can help you get more buyers and more listings if you have listings. And if you don't have listings, we can help you get more buyers and more listings. So our sense is, I know some of you might be juggling 5 listings at a time, but most realtors are juggling 1 at a time, right? They kind of go through that, they sell it, and then they go out and look for another one. And so in our mind, there's a bit of a cycle of where a realtor is, right? And so there are times where you have listings and you need to get certain functions done. And there are times where you don't have listings and you need to, get some business. So we're basically a low-cost solution to help you at any stage of where you are in your business. Now, if you start to use things consistently, you'll realize like, hey, I've actually got a really solid funnel here of people to talk to. And that's I think where we fit in the whole kind of landscape of real estate technology. There are great CRM companies out there. There are great website companies out there. We are, I kind of look at it like the top of the funnel of all lead gen. And the places we get leads is probably the most important thing to you. We get leads from social media like Facebook and Instagram. We get leads from Google. We get leads from our print tools. I'll show you a lot of those print tools. And we get leads from your CRM. So if you're somebody that's been in the business a while and you've got hundreds or you have thousands of leads in your CRM, your drip campaigns are probably not making your phone ring. Our tools that you can blast on those drip campaigns will basically reactivate those people. We'll be offering them concepts on buying or on selling, and people can see those, and it's very easy to copy and paste and blast out through that. So if we think about that and tie it up with print, you basically can be in front of your market on social media, online, in print, and in your CRM. And it's going to be harder for you to have more avenues into your market. So all that being said, let's kind of go look at it, and it'll start to make some sense as we get into it. So for most of us, your listings will flow in automatically. And I'm in an agent account now. There's a whole listing section, there's an ad section, there's PDF guides, social, which is what we call social content, which is what Kelly was showing you, landing pages, and we'll kind of dive through there, and then a really cool client review system. We also have our own follow-ups, which I don't talk about too often, but these are drip campaigns. And these are drip campaigns for buyers and for sellers. We have clients using all kinds of CRMs out there. One of our clients is actually a national trainer for KV Core, which is a pretty popular CRM. And that trainer has said, hey, we're A/B testing against you, and your open rate is higher than ours, and your platform is actually closing meetings. And a lot of drip campaigns, you got to think about that in your business. You know, if you have a coach or you just know, the story, you should have a drip campaign. And you sort of check that box. But really what you want to kind of tell yourself is you want that drip campaign to convert leads into appointments. And most don't. I've used a few CRMs, and most, they don't. They just sort of drip on you. And then you have to follow up and keep reaching out. And that's always part of conversion. Ours is actually very simply written. They're not deep things that people have to read. They're just sort of like offering a little bit of value, a little bit of information. If you need more help, reach out. And those work. So if you don't have a good CRM, or if your phone is not ringing because of your CRM, you might want to just go over there and turn on the buyer lead drip campaign and the seller one. But let's go look at listing. Let's just start there. First of all, if you have an account, we're going to reach into your MLS and grab your listings, and we're going to create all these tools. When you sign up, we're going to ask you to turn certain things on. I'm not going to show you how to turn everything on because I'll point you to a class that'll help you do that. But you can set up your account in about 5 minutes. You can connect to social media for auto posting. You can connect for social media for free social content. We even have 80 PDF guides that we can print and push to your socials. And I'll show you all those. But on the listing side, your listing should hit here automatically. If you don't have your own listing, and I recommend, if you're working with a colleague who's saying, hey, can I market your listing, or maybe I'm going to hold an open house for you, use the grab listing button. That'll pull it in with the photos, and it'll sit here just like this. And let's look at what things look like. So this whole list here is what we're automatically creating to market just one listing. And the thing about this is, if you're looking at the list and you go, okay, I see e-flyers and virtual tours and single property websites, and you might say to yourself, I have all that. And that's because these things exist in the market, right? They're sort of standard tools. The difference of our tools is that there are a lot of call to actions, a lot of abilities for you to get buyer and seller leads. And yours, coming from any major company, is that you have great branding, right? Your color scheme is right, your logo is right, and your picture's right. But does it actually capture leads? And the answer is typically no. From the greatest brokerages in the country, they have terrific branding, but it's not about lead capture. So let's start at the top. And just so you know, while we go through all these, and I won't go in depth on everything, they are ranked by, how do you say, what's most effective. And so what's most effective at the top is running an ad on Facebook and Instagram, and we're not connected. So give me a second. Sorry, guys. That is our test account, and I actually do want to show you our Facebook stuff. So I'm going to tell my team here to get it connected. It's kind of 2 clicks. We'll jump out and show you ad creation in a minute. Social media post. This is different from what Kelly was showing us. That she was showing us some content that we create, but we also automatically post your listings to your accounts. And so when we look at this, just like the email that she got, we would email and tell you, hey, we posted your open house, or we posted that you listed, and we also posted that your home was sold, right? And that's important to think of, especially if you're an agent who wants more listings, is over time, you'll start to recognize that, yeah, there's a lot here that's going to help me long-term advertise and capture leads. And the thing that you should, a lot of realtors don't think of, I think in general across the whole country, is if you market a home that's sold, you're going to get a listing lead. With our platform, that's definitely true. Now, what we're looking at here is a free automated post. It's kind of like that email that Kelly was showing us. And when we click on that post, we didn't have to do anything to get there. We just connected our social media, and that tells listings leads to do this. When somebody sees the free post out there, they can click on it, and when they click on it, you can see we're driving them to a single property website. In this case, they've embedded a video of a virtual tour. They've even embedded a Matterport. So if you want to do things like that, you can customize that. We have all the photos that you would expect. Here is our marketing plan, kind of like a listing presentation of how you sell homes with listings to leads, an option to get what your home value is. And then there's these PDF guides, and I'll show you what the PDF guides look like. But to download a PDF guide, you got to kick up your contact information. And so right away from having a listing, we've got a lot of opportunities to share information about us, to share information about the property, and also capture more leads, right? So if I start clicking through on these properties, it's going to take me to another single property website on another property that's in your account. So that's all driving from an automated post that we put on your socials. And all you got to do is go connect, tell us where you want them, and then they go out. So that's kind of free. It gets out there and it captures leads. Often that alone starts getting agents excited. It's when they start running ads on Facebook that they start getting dozens of leads, like with name, phone number, and that's a little more exciting. So we also have tools for seller social media, and this is something that we automatically send to you. And frankly, it's a tool that a lot of agents ignore, right? And partly because there's some instructions that you got to read, and what they're telling you is forward this to your client and ask them to put it on their wall. So I just showed you that we're going to auto post to your wall, but now this is a tool that's going to show up on your client's Facebook page, and it's going to say you at your office or the realtor. And this is not a paid ad. It just lives there forever. If somebody clicks on that picture, you probably guessed it, there's going to be something behind it to capture them as a lead. And this is really important when the home is sold. And so you kind of want to check out our listing presentation. It talks about that we use these kinds of tools. But if you can imagine that you give this tool to your homeowner when a home is just listed, you give it to them again when the home is having an open house. And then lastly, you give it to them when the home has sold. When the home is sold, it's going to say something like, hey, our home just sold and we want to recommend you at your office. And here is your name, email, and phone number auto embedded for all my friends and family and colleagues to see. So you can get leads from that. They're pretty high quality leads because they're not just a random, ad going out in a 15-mile radius. They're actually coming from your current clients who's saying you did a great job. So it's something that I definitely recommend using. Over here, is my homeowner letter. And this is our #1 tool for getting listing leads that turn into listing contracts. So every 2 weeks, I do live training on leadgenwebinars.com. And I talk about the top tools that get more listings, right? At the top of that list is this page, is this tool. And see, Google, there it is. I think that's it. You used to be able to open up your downloads on the bottom left, and now they're up on the top right. So this is a simple piece of paper, okay? This is not even an electronic format. There are no algorithms here. This just says I got a home for sale right here, and that's going to affect the value of your home. So if I go here, I'm going to land on a page and become a buyer lead. If I go here, I'm going to give up my contact info and address to get my home value. So this is most effective when you mail it to your local neighborhood, right? The homeowners around you. So it's sort of like circle prospecting. We actually started a relationship with a company here called Express Copy. And this tool, when I tell you it's at the top of our list, this is from years of feedback, right? Our clients saying, I mail this out and I get 1 or 2 listings. I mail out 100 pieces and I get 1 or 2 listings. I mail it into a condo community and I just keep doing that as I get more listings, and I keep getting more listings. So we know that this works. And for 13 years, our clients have been downloading this, printing it, stuffing envelopes, even putting it in custom color envelopes, and even in some cases, paying people to handwrite the envelopes, because these are so important for getting high quality listing leads. Now, I hope that clients are still doing it, but we want to make things easy for our clients. We know that realtors don't have a lot of time and they don't want to be, stuffing envelopes and this and that. They do it because there's a return on it. But the relationship that we just launched with Express Copy is allowing us to say, hey, you know what? Let's pick a radius of 1 or 2 miles and mail this to homeowners of single family homes that have 6 years of equity or more, and just blast out 100. You do the stuffing of the envelopes, you label the envelopes. All I have to do is submit an order. It's about $1.80 per letter, but it's a good use of time versus money for getting our highest quality tool out there. Just an FYI, we're not taking a percentage of anything of that cost. That's just between you and Express Copy. The same is true for Facebook and Google Ads. We don't take a percentage of your spend. There are a lot of great companies out there that do. That's just not our MO. There's an e-flyer for your database. So if you've got somebody, if you've got a bunch of people in your CRM, you can copy this and blast it out. That's a free kind of service, probably from your CRM. Up top, opportunities to become a buyer lead, and down below, that's going to affect your home value. So one flyer that really you should be blasting out on your CRM like once a week, right? Copy it, take it to your follow-up boss or whatever, and blast it out. Now, we do create single property websites. We have a luxury version and lead gen version. We have virtual tours, same thing. We have a whole open house marketing toolkit. And if you're an agent that, gives yourself 5+ days to market an open house, you'll find that you're going to end up with dozens of leads. We'll give you a whole stack of tools to use: print, socials, ads, and tools for your CRM, so you can just find more people. And I will say this. Let me send a message off to my guy here. I gotta connect our Facebook.
While Vince is doing that, I'm just like thinking as he's talking, how amazing to be able to go to your listing presentation. Shelly, I know you just said you got one coming up here, to be able to say, here's what we're going to do. Let me show you what I'm going to be able to do from a marketing standpoint. When your home hits the market, I'm going to let 100 people within 2 miles know that this home is on the market just by mailing. I'm going to be able to post all of this. I'm going to be able to, basically just showing them they're going to have their own landing page, right? And how you're going to drive traffic to that page. I mean, there's no other agents doing that in your area, I can guarantee you. Or if they are, they're probably not making this part of their listing presentation, which I think is huge. That's what sellers want to see, is how are you going to find the buyer for me, right? I mean, you can make my house look pretty with pictures, but how are you going to find the buyer? And if you're adding this as part of your listing presentation, I mean, game over, right? I think you're going to win way more listings by using this.
It's tough to compete against our platform because we are doing so many things. And you don't have to tell a homeowner that we're doing it for you automatically. We're just doing it, right? I will actually show you our listing presentation. It's pretty useful. We do postcards and door hangers. Like I said, you might have those already in your current company, but ours have URLs on the front to go become a buyer lead, and on the back, that's going to affect your home value. So you can actually get an ROI on your print, right? Sign writers, if you do hang sign writers, I recommend that you're using our text service. We have 2 options for sign writers. They're very simple designs. you have either like text this number to that number and get instant information, or you can use a QR code, or both. And I know a lot of agents have gotten more excited about QR codes since COVID, because you had to kind of like scan restaurant stuff. But actually, text is the way to go because you're getting somebody's phone number immediately. And if you like leads with phone numbers, go with text. We do have blog stuff. Now, you guys probably don't know this. We have been here for over 13 years now. And when we started, we had only one tool. It was one-click posting to Craigslist. And back when we started, Craigslist was a hotbed for lead gen. There was a great company called Postlets that had this little web page kind of thing. And we did that. We could click a button and we would make this full web page, and we put in a bunch of hyperlinks to capture leads. And that was so effective that a lot of companies started to recognize who we are. And we took what we were learning there and just applied it to everything else that a realtor does. So really a focus on lead capture. Now, we do have QR codes. We auto upload a virtual tour up to YouTube. And a lot of our clients will tell us, and it might start, forming in your thoughts already, that if they market a listing in our platform, they're going to wind up with one or two more listings. Of course, we're going to get them buyers, but we're increasing their listing count. One thing Kelly had mentioned, listing presentation. You should actually all go to this page here, create a listing presentation. I'll see if I can mail it to you. It's pretty big. It's 27 pages long, and it talks about all the things that we're doing to sell a home, right? And when you do this, your logo is going to be there, your picture is going to be there, and it's going to say, this is everything that I'm doing to market your home. It doesn't say that we're, half of this stuff is automatic. It's just saying this is everything I'm doing to get you, top dollar for your home. So I recommend having this in your hand. It is almost impossible to compete against this. It takes a long time to do all this for a realtor. We make it kind of incredibly easy. So you can check that out. You can download that. It's right up there on the top. So that's our listing side. Okay. Now, I'm going to jump into a couple of other areas. We have 80 PDF guides. We've written them in-house. 40 of them are for home buyers, and 40 of them are for home sellers. And if we click on, market, you'll see that we've created a short form video script. So if you're somebody who's getting comfortable with creating video content for social media, we give you a script of, hey, this is what you should say, and whip out your phone, right? And then blast it out, and then say, hey, go download that inside my, for my profile. You can run an ad on Facebook right here and Instagram in one click. You can also share it to social media right here, which is not a paid ad. You're just sort of sharing it out there. But I am going to show you that we can do this for you automatically. There's an e-flyer for your database. So if you want to blast this out on your CRM and have those people have the opportunity to get information from you, right there. Print flyers, postcards, and door hangers. Everything that I just listed there is all pointing to this page. And this is a landing page. So if you want to download this tool for free, you just got to give me your contact info, right? And that's really the nature, again, of listing leads, is we know you're doing things. We just think you should capture leads while you're doing it. And so, like I said, your logo, your contact information, it's on every page of every one of these 80 guides. There's probably a topic in here that you want to share into your market, and you can just do it by hand there. If I go over here to socials, kind of go look at it. This page always takes a little bit to open up because there's so much content. The social content is what Kelly was referring to earlier. She had an email there, and what that is it's social content, right? And so the first step is come over here and connect your social media accounts, and then tell us how often you want us to post. You could do it once a week or every day of the week, and then tell us what topics you want. There's about 50 different real estate related topics they are, they're real estate related, but they're not real estate industry like heavy. Here's what the metrics are of real estate today. I think there's a lot of places to get that. We just don't think it's conversational. We don't think it starts a conversation, and that's really what we want. We want our clients to get more business, and so let's just keep it light, right? And so if we go here, we can see there's all kinds of home design topics that you can have. There's really nice, lightly written articles, outdoor living, maintenance stuff, some other fun kind of meme stuff if you want to kind of keep it light. But right up here, you can say, hey, I want listings to leads to auto post all the PDF guides for sellers and for buyers so that people can see them when they see them, and you don't have to touch it. We're just putting it up there, and we're putting a landing page in between. So if somebody sees it and they want to download it, they got to give you their contact information. I definitely recommend that you turn this on. So that's our social content. And and we mentioned the PDF guides. There's a whole section here for landing pages, and I won't go too far into them.
Hey Vince,
yes,
real quick, there's a question in the chat going back to the text codes. Shelly asked, do they need to change for each listing, or does the number stay the same?
You get a set of numbers when you subscribe to it. It's like $10 a month for 10 codes, and so the assumption is let's say you have a code and you have a sign writer for a property. Well, you're going to sell that property, so you can reassign that number to your next property. So you don't have to be endlessly printing things like this. The numbers for one house. When you sell the house, you can say, okay, let's reassign that to the next house.
That was my question. So you just assign that inside the portal here, that number is assigned. So if you have 5 writers set up with that text code, then okay, this is the one I need to put on there.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay. I know some people change the numbers, like they reprint, and that's like crazy town. I don't have time for that. So that's good.
No, because you print them once, you have them in your office, and you just you reassign it.
Yeah, I wanted a static kind of number that was assigned to me. So that's perfect. Thank you. That's answered my question.
So we're here on the landing page section, and one of the most important landing pages that I think everybody needs is a home valuation landing page. And most of you are developing your businesses in more than one town right now. I think Shelly's sitting there in Houston, and that's a big town, right? So if you're in a big town like that, you probably want a landing page for certain parts of Houston, right? And because and that's just how it is, right? That's typically how realtors work. And for some of us, we're working around small towns, 20, 30, 40,000 people. And so we want a page like this for each town. And then for others of us in bigger cosmopolitan areas, you might want to have like neighborhoods or things like that. So you get unlimited landing pages in our system. Home value is probably one of the top ones. Once you create it, you probably guessed it, you can run ads. You can run ads on Google, and I highly recommend running ads on Google for this kind of thing. And also there are print tools that you can mail out. So remember how I showed you, hey, we can use Express Copy to target these homeowners. You can also target those homeowners with the letter that's behind this. So there's kind of a home sold report that you get, and it's in the background. If we click on edit and tools, in advanced options, let's see here. This is where you customize. I'll show you how to create one really quickly. It's as simple as typing in the name of your favorite town and hit create, and that creates it. And the first place we drop you is put a photograph. And you definitely want to put a photograph of something that resonates with this market. And this is really important because you have to think of what you're trying to achieve when you're using a page like this. You are trying to ask somebody who doesn't know who you are, their address and contact information. And you're doing that online or you're doing that in print, but you're not talking to them. And so that's a big ask, right? I'm sure you guys are on the internet. I'm sure somebody's asking for your phone number or whatever. You're like, bye-bye, right? Same is true for everybody else. So the simplest thing to think of if you're creating a home valuation landing page, choose something that they're going to know. I'm showing you Summit Diner. Years ago I set up Coldwell Banker in Summit, New Jersey, and that town has about 24,000 people. And I always do these kinds of calls when we set up offices, right? And so the manager called me a month after we did the rollout, and he goes, "Wow, we're getting so many leads." And the craziest thing is the number one landing page for getting listing leads is the one with the picture of the Summit Diner in the background. And I said, that makes a lot of sense to me because that's on Main Street. It's obviously the place where everybody's getting, the greasy potatoes on the weekend. And, if you know Summit Diner, you know Summit, New Jersey. And that's just enough comfort level for people to say, yeah, I'll give you my information, right? And so all about landing pages, if we go up here, it says create landing page. We have templates for iBuyers, property valuation plus is the home value, for FSBOs. So if you get a list of FSBOs and you want to mail something that can activate those people, there you go. Expireds, how to avoid foreclosure, short sale homes. You can even create custom stuff. I know a lot of people hold classes or they have some program for buyers or for sellers. You can create your own custom thing, and then from there, use our ad software or do a print and get things out. So let me just see if I have. We talked about listings. We haven't talked about ads yet. We'll have to go see if my guy connected that. PDF guide, socials, landing page. There's one section here, this client reviews. We kind of looked at it a little bit sideways, but basically, if you're getting reviews out there anywhere, if you're getting them on Facebook or Google, or you're getting them on Zillow, or we think we can leverage those. And so there's a button there where you can add your reviews. Some we can auto sweep in, otherwise you can copy and paste them in. And we create this website, and yeah, it has all your reviews. It also has the 3 leading landing pages that we create. So this might really help people who have questions. So if they're seeing it, that might be useful to them. Also, all of our PDF guides that I was showing you are here that they can download for free as long as they give you contact information. And then all of your listings are on this page. So if you've got listings and you've got reviews, I highly recommend that you take this page and you go over to Facebook. Whenever you get a review, let's see here, and share it and tag your client and say, hey, thank you so much for that review. Because when you do that, all of their friends and family and colleagues are going to see that you're getting a review, right? Which means you were their realtor. This is not a paid ad. It's just, kind of sits out there. And now you can sort of see that if people are clicking into it, they're going to wind up on a page that's got everything about your business. There's multiple ways for you to capture leads. So what happened there? Oh, it looks like my browser is getting a little janky. But anyway, that's the client review page. That's usually useful when not like that. And let's see if Kevin connected our ad software yet. And then we'll kind of yeah, he did. Awesome. So when you come to this page the first time, it's going to ask you to connect to Facebook, and then it's going to ask you to connect to Google. And I don't know if you are all familiar with Facebook ads. I will say this. I just had a conversation with somebody yesterday, and he was like, yeah, if you're going to talk to me about Facebook ads, I just don't need to talk to you anymore because they're useless, right? And I understand that. There's, that's just people get a perception of what works and what doesn't work. But I do have a lady that just a couple months ago ran a $35 ad to market an open house and got 3 active buyers and 1 listing from one $35 ad. And if you go to our mastermind group, you're going to see stories like this all the time. And I think it's kind of what we were talking about when we started the call. Finding a home is not easy. There's a tight inventory all over the country. People are putting in offers and offers and not able to get what they're looking for. So if they're responding to an ad, are there people just poking around? Maybe, of course, right? But there are people who are really looking, and some are ready to pull the trigger. So don't ignore those ads. And if you're looking for buyers, don't ignore Facebook. So let's look at when we click on Facebook ads here, you can create a listing ad, you can create a landing page ad, and you can create a PDF guide ad, right? So we know that we've got 80 PDF guides. We know that we can create unlimited landing pages, but let's just talk about listing. And I will say this, by now your head's probably spinning. You know, we do all kinds of stuff here, and it looks like we're not connected to Facebook. So let me jump out. I can't connect as me because my account doesn't work well with Facebook. So let me jump out. I'm going to jump into an active clients account here who uses this. What the heck is that? Sorry. This is a team account, an expansion team for Keller Williams. And of all the stuff I've shown you, they ignore it all. They only do one thing with our platform, and that is run ads to get buyer leads to send to their agents. They do this in North and South Carolina. That's their focus. That's where their team is. And so they run ads every day of the week since Halloween of last year. So the end of October, we'll be in here in a second. All they do is they come over here and they run $100 ads on their properties, and they get the leads and they send them. Oh my goodness. All right, well, these guys, sorry, they are disconnected. That is really crazy. Sorry, guys. I can tell you how awesome it is, and I'm sure that'll be fun, but what do you actually, as much as I would tell you about Facebook, I will kind of tell you at a high level how to think about Facebook. And let's see here. Let's go to agents. Let's see if we can actually get there and see something. April. So this is another team account. And so you actually, on a team account, you can help agents by just saying, hey, let's just go over and run those ads for you, or send that out, things like that. So we're in an umbrella account. And I'm just guessing if this person is not connected, we're just going to have to, you know, skip the ad software. But I will tell you this, and this we'll know in just 1 second. So market listing, Facebook and Instagram ads. I think Facebook has got a problem. It looks like everybody is kicked off of Facebook. So this might just be bad luck. Let me tell you a little bit about what we actually do here. It's going to tell you to connect to Facebook, and I can't connect to mine. But at this point, if I click this button, the ad would be automatically written. And it would have the picture of the home. It would be using what's called Facebook lead forms. And what that means is that when you go to Facebook, you know, here is pictures of whatever your friends are seeing, right? This is, and that's just Facebook. And what happens is your ad shows up right here, right? And it says, hey, I've got an open house, or I just listed, or I just sold something. But when somebody clicks on the ad, this little like chat panel pops up on the right. It says, would you like this information? And their name, phone number, and email are auto-populated from their profile. So nobody's typing in anything. And we all need kind of accurate, you know, phone number and email just to access our account if we get kicked out. So that's what's making that, you know, Facebook pretty effective for our clients. In everything that we do, we've talked about all kinds of things. If you need buyers, the fastest, cheapest way of getting buyers is running a Facebook ad. In general, across the country, and we just released this at the end of last quarter, buyer leads cost about $3 each, maybe $3.20 each on average, higher in some places, lower in others. And that's the gist. So if you need buyers, I highly recommend running ads on Facebook. That's just the way to go. Now, if you need sellers, and it's really unfortunate that I can't show you this, you have a lot of options on Facebook. You can run an ad on a sold property. You can run an ad on any of the 40 PDF guides. You can run landing page ads. The problem with that, though, and I cover this in our YouTube channel. I'll take us over there right now. If we had been talking 5 years ago, you might know this. You could actually say, I want this ad to show up with homeowners that live in a zip code. That made Facebook incredibly powerful. But Facebook has had some, problems, and that functionality is no longer available. Now, this is our YouTube show, okay? And I do training every week.
Hey, Vince, real quick.
Yep.
Before you leave there and go to your YouTube channel, there's another question in the chat.
Yeah.
Sean, is there any truth to SEO effectiveness posting an ad to Facebook from a third party? Maybe Sean can elaborate on that a little bit.
Yeah, instead of just posting my own ad directly into Facebook, instead of going through listings leads, does it change the SEO or any effectiveness there between direct or through the third
meaning,
party?
so if you went and ran the ad yourself inside the ad manager, is it more effective?
Yeah.
I don't think so. And just so we're all clear, we know there is no SEO when it comes to ads in Facebook. It's its own little platform. You're not competing in Google, which is really what SEO is about. But no, the short answer is, if you use a third party like us to run an ad, or you do it yourself, they're kind of equally weighted. Actually, one thing that we're seeing, and I'm not, trying to blue sky this, but because this is their software embedded in here, for some reason we get like preferential screening. So if you went to run an ad in Facebook yourself, you would do everything, you'd hit the buttons, and you'd go click, and it would say, great, we're going to review this, and then we'll let you know. And that can sometimes take 12 hours, 1 hour, 24 hours. In our system, and we think it's because of the API that we're working with here, the approval is like in minutes. It's usually very fast. So I don't see it working for or against, except for that one piece there. And the other thing that's really most important, especially, I don't know if all of you know about boosting. If there's something on your business page, there's always an option. Hey, do you want to boost this? Throw a couple bucks on it. I don't want to get into it, but for buyers, that's great. If you're looking for listings, it's useless. It's just, and so they're offering it to you, but it's not really what you're after, right? It's not going to work to help you get listings. When you're using our software, we can tell by what you're clicking, by what status it is, what stage, what kind of tool it is, what you need to be clicking, right? And so that's why we can tell you, and it's unfortunate we can't see it together, that it takes 2 clicks, right? When you're in Facebook, there's probably a half dozen to a dozen little boxes you got to check to have a successful ad. In our system, because we have the software, it's like, what do you want to choose? Is it a listing? Is it a landing page or PDF guide? And publish. And we have checked all the boxes in the background to make that work. So I highly recommend doing that. I'm just going to give us a little bit of a rabbit hole in a story about our YouTube. So this is for people who want more listings, okay? And I had mentioned that 5 years ago on Facebook, you could actually target people. And you can't. HUD came in and slapped a lawsuit on them for various reasons. And now you can't target on Facebook the way you used to. However, you can create a custom audience. And what a custom audience is you get an audience of a target, right? A lot of agents Oh, Sean, you're in Kennett Square. I used to live in Philly. I remember that beautiful place. A lot of our clients will go out to companies like remind.com or OwnSnap or talk to their title people, and they will buy lists of homeowners in their target areas, right? And just spreadsheets. Once you've done that, you can actually go into our system and create a custom audience. It's really unfortunate I can't show you, but again, you'll come to Facebook, it'll say create audience, and you can call it Philadelphia homeowners. And you know that that's what it is because you bought that list from a company, and then that lives in your Facebook ad manager. And so even if you say, hey, I'm tired of Vincent Scott, and you will have a list living in your ad manager that you should always target. If you're going to be in this industry for X number of years, I highly recommend that you do that exercise, that you get lists like that and you create custom audiences inside your own Facebook accounts. And when you're running ads to get listings, target those people. Let me see. I'm going to try and jump out of here and hopefully our ads manager guys saw my message.
Hey, Vince, I tried to log
yes.
in as well to Facebook, and
Yeah.
it goes through the whole process, and then it gives me an error message. So I think there's some sort of disconnect between Facebook and listings to leads right now.
With me too.
Okay, so
Yeah,
I won't bang my head on that one.
right.
Back to this channel. If you type in the word custom audience, I actually tell you there are multiple classes where I talk about here's how you create that audience and here's how you target those people. And, you know, when I showed you how to mail the letter and the letter is saying, hey, just hit people with 6 years plus equity, well, you might actually buy a list like that. Remind actually sells that list. You can say, hey, I want, 5,000 people that are homeowners that have like 5+ years equity in their home. You can target it in print with that, or you can also upload it to Facebook and target those people whenever they're online. It's a really powerful thing to do. If you want more listings, I think it's a really smart thing to do. So Facebook, I talked about it a lot. You may have experience with Facebook. It's the number 3 website in the country because Americans like to spend about 40 minutes every day on this website. And it's cool. You can see what your friends are eating. You can see great stuff. And, I'm a fan. You may not like it, but don't forget 70% of your target market is sitting here for 40 minutes every day. That's why these ads can be really effective. But even though it's the number 3 website in the country, this is not where people come to if they have questions. When they have questions, they go to this website over here. The number 1 website in the United States is Google. Now, we do have an upgrade. Our normal software for just a single agent is $60 a month. And we charge an additional $30 to use our Google software. And it turns running an ad into 2 clicks. What you want to understand and know is, and again, if you're going to be in the industry and you want listings in your business, you want to get your arms around Google. And the way that I see Google connected to realtors is there are a lot of companies that are charging a lot of money to run ads for realtors, right? We're not doing that. We are giving you software for $30 a month, and we can help you get in front of people who are writing questions like, how do I sell my home, right? And you'll notice that there are sponsored ads. And these are sponsored by people. Some are agents, some are little teams, and some are big realtor.coms, right? And if you see our ad software, it's pretty much like, well, you remember I showed you the home valuation landing page. You could click on that. You could type, whatever your favorite town is, and it will show up right here, just like this. I do want to point out that the cost for a seller lead, and I don't recommend trying to find buyers on Google, unless you're just like a bit of a guru. I'm not going to point you down there. As just to be repetitive, if you need buyers, use Facebook. But if you want sellers, the highest quality seller leads are either coming from Google or my nearby homeowner letter that I showed you earlier. But the nearby homeowner letter, you're targeting homeowners. In this case, when people type in those keywords, those search terms, your answer is coming up because we've already auto embedded all the keywords that we think are relevant to these searches. So your landing page will pop up, your PDF guide will pop up. Now, the cost of these, however, is high, but you can do the math. I know, for instance, like in Pennsylvania, a seller lead coming from an ad like this would cost you around $22. In Houston, a seller lead from Google costs around $30. Okay. And I know, like out in the middle part of the country, I've heard it get as low as $17. And so it really depends on where you are and how much competition, how many agents are competing against you as the price of that Google lead. But these are considered to be some of the highest quality leads. So it's worthwhile testing that. I know in our system, I think you get a 30-day free trial if you want to use our Google software. I would recommend testing it out and running an ad like once a week and seeing what's going on and what's working. That's kind of my story. I really apologize that our Facebook stuff has gone sideways. Hopefully we can fix that quickly. Are there any other
question, Vince, if you just for the basics, obviously this can do a lot. And if you're just somebody starting out and you just say, you know, okay, I just took a new listing, I'm using listings to leads. What do I have to upload my listing into this to be able to start, you know, creating the ads and using all of the stuff? Or does that just, do we connect our, you know, MLS to you, and does it happen automatically?
Well, if we go to, if you sign up and the first thing we are going to say is what's your email address? And we're going to match that and say, okay, well, that has 5 listings. We're going to pull those in and they're going to just sit in your account. We're going to send you emails saying, hey, we've created this and that. And here's some marketing tools for you. If you don't have listings, you should come to the listings page and click grab listing. And so maybe you're borrowing a listing from a colleague, right? Maybe you're sitting on their open house, or maybe they said, yeah, go ahead and market it and get some buyers, right? This is the way you go. And this pulls in everything, right? Now, when we're talking about ads, when you come here the first time, it's going to say connect to Facebook, right? And so when you click that, you click connect to Facebook. Let's go look at it because it's gonna ask me to do it here. And I won't do it, but at least you'll know kind of what it looks like. What it's gonna do is it's gonna take you to Facebook and say, is that you? And it's gonna look at the cookies on your computer, and it's gonna show your name, right? And you say, yes, continue. And the very next page will be, great, what business pages do you want to use for running ads? And that would be your real estate business pages. So what's going to happen is you are connected to your Facebook, you're connected to your MLS, and then you can just say create a listing ad, and it's going to say, what listing do you want? And you go that one. And then once you click on it, you'll notice on the right side of the page, this is what the ad looks like. And there's one green button that says publish. And that's how easy it is.
So Vince, two quick questions, and they may go together. You have video tutorials on this listings to leads platform that we all can look at, correct? And this is
I think our YouTube channel is really the place to go.
Okay. And since all of us agents, most of us agents are not really wired to sit and watch and take notes and do all that. When somebody signs up for listings to leads, is there a coach? Is there somebody that helps set up profiles and walks people through to set up their landing pages and things like that, and gets some of the automation started for agents? And if so, is there a cost to that, or is that just part of your system?
I think that the support team does a basic kind of intro call, right? And they tell you kind of where things are. But when it comes to account setup, when you sign up, it drops you right here, and all of these things are really the account setup. It connects your ad account, it sweeps your listings, it puts your connects your social media for auto posting. So everything is kind of done right here in account setup. But where, I think what people need is to really understand this. And I can tell you this, I know people don't like to sit and watch videos, and I understand that. And we have so many things going on that sitting still for 15 minutes is a heavy lift, right? So we do have live training every week on leadgenwebinars.com. You can sign up for that. If you want more listings, you should watch Top Tools for More Listings. And if you want to understand all the Facebook and Google ads you can run, well, there's a class for that. And then Getting Started is the class that I do for brand new clients. And it starts off the first 15 minutes, like, here's how you turn everything on. Now, the easy way is to click through these links and turn everything on. But I actually go through it and say, hey, click here and do that. And so you can see that, right? And then once you've turned on the automation, that gets a lot of people excited, right? Like Kelly was showing us at the beginning of the call, on getting emails, content's going out. That's cool. If you want to grow your business, however, you're going to need to do a few extra things. Don't rely on complete automation to double your business. That probably is understandable. That's where you need to understand what are the top tools for getting more listings and what Facebook and Google can do for you. Right.
So that's really the first thing somebody should do, is go into the account setup and set up everything that you just showed. If you can flip back to that page. You need to do all of that before you even think about running an ad, right? So Sean has a question. He's got his hand raised. Go ahead, Sean.
Yeah, so I don't currently have any listings. I tried borrowing it from two people. The consistent question that they're having is, how am I including them? So do you have any best practices in borrowing a listing?
Yeah.
If you could share those.
I have to apologize for not having the Facebook ad, but the first thing I would suggest is that you go to listings and you pull a listing in, and it will pull in all the photographs, all the property descriptions, everything. It'll sit right here. And when we click on market a listing, the thing that I think you're going to want to do is run an ad on Facebook. And right away, when you click that, there will be a box of text, and you can actually see what the ad looks like. And you should click right in that box and customize it and say listing courtesy of the agent, right? The agent's name. That's usually what agents want. And if you tell them, yeah, I'm going to say this listing is courtesy of you, I'm just going to go out and try to get some buyers with it. And most people are fine with that. The other thing I would tell you is, and especially if you're, in some cases you're doing an open house for somebody, and you could print this letter and door knock this and just say, hey, I'm going to go out and because it is the most effective way of getting listing leads that turn into listing contracts. A lot of our clients have said, hey, I've downloaded 100, I door knocked 100, and I got a listing, right? And that's a good use of your time. So I definitely recommend, doing that as well. But the Facebook ad, you can customize even before you punch it, so that it's, courtesy of the listing agent.
Awesome. Well, there's a lot of stuff, obviously, that this platform can do. I'm excited. I've taken a bunch of notes here. There's content for a year plus, just from a standpoint of I love the video script idea here. Like I said, I got lots of notes for you, Bruce. So hopefully everybody's picked up a couple good tidbits here to make you want to look into this a little bit further. Thank you, Vince. I appreciate your time. I want to be mindful of everybody else's time because we've gone over our hour. Certainly, if you guys have questions, reach out. we can either connect back up with Vince or, address those ourselves. If we don't have the answers, we will reach back out. But certainly let us know if you have more questions on this or get signed up. I think this is a great program. There's so many options for us as agents that we can spend our money on, but this really seems to have everything kind of all in one, for you to kind of work your listings and do your social posting and your Facebook ads and your flyers and all your other marketing materials. So I appreciate your time today, Vince. Anybody have any last minute questions before we sign off? Okay, awesome. Well, have a great day. Again, this recording will be posted on our Empire Masterminds page. And next week, we're going to talk about Notion. So if you want to get more organized, that is a platform that allows you to organize your business, personal, whatnot, in a very fast, easy way. So thank you, Vince. Have a great week, everybody. And we'll see you next week.
Thanks, guys. Thanks, Vince.